Yeah, this is a piece there.
Is that for recording? Okay. Can I start?
Good afternoon to the Honorable President, Dr. Porchaimon Konvane, Assistant President and Dean of the Graduate School of Peace Studies, Dr. Cho Jae Cho, esteemed faculty members, students, and ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, all of you. We are gathered here today to celebrate the United Nations International Day of Peace, observed every year on the 21st of September. This year, 2024, marks the 43rd anniversary of the UN International Day of Peace, which was established by the United Nations General Assembly in 1981. The theme for this year's celebration is Cultivating a Culture of Peace. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal. These words remind us that the cultivation of peace is not just a distant hope, but a practice, an everyday commitment that we must all engage in. Siam University is very fortunate to be part of this honorable celebration and has proudly hosted this event for the last 14 consecutive years. This would not have been possible without the unwavering support and leadership of President Dr. Pornchai Konvanit and the dedicated efforts of the Master of Arts in Peace Studies and Diplomacy program, MEPD. Over a decade of consistent dedication to promoting peace and diplomacy is indeed a milestone that we hold in high regard. Siam University holds the values of diversity and inclusivity close to its heart, as they are central to our institutional motto. We are proud to have over 1,000 international students from more than 50 countries, each contributing to the rich cultural fabric of our institution. The diversity enables us to foster a deep culture of peace, where every voice, culture, and background contributes to a harmonious whole. To begin today's program, let me now invite our esteemed President, Dr. Pornchai Konvanit, to deliver the official welcome message and his peace address. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Konvanit to the stage.
Put it in here is okay.
Good afternoon. Distinguished guest speaker and Director of Intellect System Community. This is Bobby Singh Sahat Thakur. Respected MAPD Dean and Assistant President, Professor Dr. Cho Jae Cho. Faculty members of Siam University, student of master degree in peace study and diplomacy, and also student from the International College and the student from ACM in Nepal, colleagues and friends. It gives me immense pleasure and privilege to welcome you to the 43rd anniversary of the United Nations International Days of Peace. This Peace Day celebration is not possible without all of us working together to achieve and change sustainable future. The theme for this year, cultivating a culture of peace, which is similar with Siam University main motto consisting of three pillars: sustainability, diversity, and employability. These decades of action, where great hope, action, self-reliance are built through technological capabilities. Higher education should be the powerhouse of uniquely positioned within the society to address the global challenges, war, recession, and engine of peacemaker, and to gain all of SDG goals by 2030, including the climate change, soaring poverty, economic inequality, and war, through institutions, breadth, and intellectual resources and connection. Higher education institutions around the world need to work together for the better future of our new generation. On behalf of Siam University, I can say that this is our 14th year that we have celebrated the UN International Day of Peace and work closely with other organizations such as United Nations, International Association of Universities, TCS, to transform to better serve the people and planet. This new disruptive environment, as you know, right now we still have many problems. Probably in some aspects we have even more. A few years ago, we have a very big pandemic. Now, we still have war and conflict in various parts of the world, in Europe, and also in the Middle East. We also have the problem with our environment. We also have the problem of our attitude toward fellow people. And I think that there's more and faster that we have to do. Cultivating a culture of peace. A guide, a culture of peace is one where violence is minimized, understanding is fostered, and cooperation is prioritized. It's the mindset that values equality, justice, and well-being of all. Here are some strategies to cultivate such a culture. Firstly, mindfulness and meditation for peace of mind. Conflict resolution skill. Ethical education. Inclusive communities. Communities engagement. Conflict resolution. Equitable system. Education for peace. And international cooperation. Also, Siam University tries to work more on SDG by teaching general education subject of living lab for campus sustainability, by giving the students sustainable project to work and ask students to give ideas on new projects to achieve SDG by 2030. And every Friday, we also have the Farmers Community Market. Siam University is proudly representing the only university in the district that leads the sustainable city and community, with top ranking among Thai universities under the UI Green Matrix. Let me close by saying that I have the personal faith and believe that mankind will somehow rise up to the occasion and give new direction to an age of drifting rapidly to its doom. In spite of the tensions and uncertainties of this period, something profoundly meaningful is taking place. Doors of opportunity are gradually opened. To those at the bottom of the society, the people who sat in the darkness have seen the great light. So, in real sense, this is a great time to be alive. Therefore, I am not yet discouraged about what happened now. Granted that the easygoing optimism of yesterday is impossible. Every crisis has both danger and opportunities. It all depends on how we see. Peace, just by looking in optimistic way, with a smile and positive determination, can make you achieve all of your goals and bringing inner peace. Ladies and gentlemen, let us together make this time be the time of action. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank you, Dr. Mohanvanit, for that eloquent and inspiring speech. I would also like to request you to remain back on the stage to conduct a symbolic gesture, the ringing of the peace bell. I would like to invite all keynote speakers and esteemed faculty members to join us on the stage for this moment.
Okay, our honorable speaker.
Thank you so much to everyone. Next, we will hear from the powerful voice of global peace as we present the video message from the United Nations General Secretary, His Excellency Antonio Guterres. His message reminds us all of the importance of working together to create a peaceful and sustainable future for us all.
Everywhere we look, peace is under attack. From Gaza to Sudan to Ukraine and beyond, we see civilians in the firing line, homes blown apart, traumatized, terrified populations who have lost everything and sometimes everyone. And this catalogue of human misery must stop. Our world needs peace. Peace is the ultimate prize for all humanity. And as this International Day of Peace reminds us, the solutions are in our hands. Cultivating a culture of peace means replacing division, disempowerment, and despair with justice, equality, and hope for all. It means focusing on preventing conflict, propelling the Sustainable Development Goals, promoting human rights, and tackling all forms of discrimination and hate. This month's Summit of the Future is a vital opportunity to advance these aims. Let's seize it. Together, let's lay the groundwork for peace, and let's nurture a culture where equality, peace, and justice thrive.
Wow, such a significant and moving message, reminding us all of the collective efforts required to sustain global peace. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Ying Shani to introduce our keynote speaker, Mrs. Bhavanit Kaur Singh Satakul.
Can I use the? Yeah. Can I use this? A very good afternoon. Myself, it's a great honor. Myself being Sunny, and it's a privilege. Thank you to our president. Thank you to our assistant president and the faculty members, and especially thank you to the students. You are the youth, right? You are the future of tomorrow, and you're gonna be the peacemaker. So let me introduce the guest speaker, Mrs. Bhavneet Kaur Singh Sachakul. Can I have applause for her? She's the Director, Consultant Peer, Council Member, and Head of the SGSS 6 Center. She's a co-author of international bestseller, The Equilibrium, and Delegate of Thailand for Southeast Asia Women, leader in inter-religious engagement, featured on Tetler 300 and Press Street 300 list, Life Achiever Award recipient, and she has completed her bachelor's degree early childhood from Monash University on distinction. So it's a great honor and privilege for Siam University to welcome Mrs. Bhavani. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. I sound like a rock star.
You are.
But actually, I'm not. I'm very normal and I'm very human. So let me just start. I'm a little bit nervous. So let me just get into it. Can everyone hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay. So good afternoon, Dr. Ponchai Mongkonvanit, distinguished educators, deans, doctors, and of course, the wonderful students of Siam University. Wish this afternoon finds everyone in this hall as excited as I am to share a few words about the importance of dialogue. Dialogue? Let's get into this. Before I go into the topic, let's start with intrapersonal communication. The key word here is to notice intra, which means having the ability to look within and to identify our own factors that need improving, changing, or editing. Why is this even important? When we are able to step back in every situation and analyze matters from a third eye point of view, yes, that also means keeping those raging emotions aside and thinking with a calm, practical mind. It is then our cognitive abilities automatically start to move it towards a solution. Now, exploring the term solution, this word holds the magical key to propelling forward in every aspect of life. From intrapersonal communication, now let's look at interpersonal communication. And this is where we fit the word dialogue. The world we live in embodies various backgrounds, cultures, race, and religions, but we all walk the earth as humans. We love, laugh, and breathe the same way. So, actually, how different are we? It is how we live, think, and most importantly, it is how we react to situations that makes us unique. And if we, yes, I mean every single one of us, makes an effort to understand the diversity in backgrounds and to use those intra and interpersonal skills, conflict resolution becomes a smoother process just by using responsible dialogue. All this sounds very easy and conceptual, but does life actually work like that? We might be self reflecting personalities, but we definitely cannot expect everyone in our social and work circles to have the same thought processes. So, how do we deal with that? This is exactly when empathy, knowledge, and strategy comes into play. When we are able to identify the core issue of a particular situation, we need to start from ground zero, which is always by collecting relevant data. And then newer plans and policies will build from there. This format requires three attributes: that we must keep alive within us: focus, discipline, and determination. Now, from empathy, let's expand to the big concept called humanity. It is always heard that charity begins at home. Today, I'd like everyone in this hall to understand that humanity starts at home too. It actually means just being human. How beautiful is that? We're all on this planet for a reason. Again, each journey is different, but no man an island. We have so much to learn from each other. And if we look deeper, even the hard times we face are just lessons to make us stronger, more mature, and definitely more resilient. So, where does peace fit in all this? Peace is actually the most powerful word that stems from our reasons of existence. Let's take a moment to imagine the flow of disruption. It's like the domino effect experiment. Imagine we have a million little dominoes placed in perfect position, but one brave domino is glued firmly to the ground. The whole effect will be interrupted. So, what can we learn from this? We can be that clever domino and glue ourselves to the ground. It doesn't take a lot to be that one single brave domino. It just takes what was mentioned above: the interlink from intrapersonal to interpersonal dialogue, key solutions to data collection, empathy, and humanity. Now, humanity down to peace, whether inner or outer, state or interstate. Peace is like one big jigsaw. It takes one puzzle piece at a time to become one beautiful picture. But it still remains fragile. It is our responsibility as humanitarians to keep that fragility in place so it solidifies over time. Thank you. Oh, any Q&A? Q&A? Yeah, does anybody have any questions?
So you can ask. Does anyone have any questions?
Is any questions? If no questions,
If anyone has any questions, now is the time.
no? Then I think I did a pretty good job.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I mean, as you said, peace begins from home and charity begins from home. That's very important. But so why do we have war, ma'am? Can I ask you a question? Why do we have war? Is it because of the mindset of the politicians, or what do you have a opinion about that?
Okay, you know why? I'm going to give you very beautiful statistics, okay? Almost 85% of the world population does not engage in what is happening outside their own homes. We all want to be humanitarians, but not all of us are humanitarians. There are many people who just wake up and go to bed at night, the regular human sleep cycle. It takes a lot to put duty above self. And to us, everybody here, we understand what duty is. But many people are just in that regular intrapersonal journey when they have not journeyed out from intra to the interpersonal journey. So if you're talking about world peace, which is a beautiful concept to have, we have to start with more people in the battlefield of life fighting for justice. So the simple answer to that is we don't have enough fighters. And also the human mind focuses on 5 things, which is power, anger, attachment to human material things, and ego, right? So these things envelope the human mind very strongly. So when we're able to use our own mental capacity to leave our own mindset and the reasons that bog us down at the end of the day, I think that is when we step forward into that humanity world. And then, yeah, I just think we need to produce more strong humanitarians. So this is actually a beautiful journey because I can say it because I was once that girl. I was a corporate girl. I was a corporate girl who wasn't bothered about what was happening outside the corporate world. For me, it was just wake up and go. I'm going to the corporate world and just gonna, flourish in the corporate world. There was no part of me that ever thought that I would be a humanitarian one day. And I wouldn't even say I would spend 10% of my time doing humanitarian work. Now I spend almost 50% of my time. So that book is very much on the stock market. Yeah. So you can understand how vast my journey has been. Yeah. I hope that's answered your question. And training the money mindset, which is, I think.
Oh, actually, thank you very much. This appeared to be one of the best presentations, and in relation to the concept of peace. And looking at your presentation, I can get clearly the descriptive aspect of the piece you have described. But I would like to get it very clear from you. What do you mean by peace?
Okay, this is so amazing because when I first started writing my speech, that was the first thing I actually wrote. What is the definition of peace? Because everybody has very different definitions of peace. Somebody's definition of peace might be in Wall Street. Somebody's definition of street might be next to the beach, enjoying the breeze. But at the end of the day, if we understand how peace affects the human body, which is you are calm within your own state, within that environmental state. So because peace is so different to everybody, that is also another reason why there's conflict in peace, about peace, for peace. Am I making, I don't want to go very deep in it, because if some people say peace is I want this, and another person saying is I also want this. So both sides are fighting for their pieces of peace. There we go, we have conflicts of peace. Did I answer, where's the gentleman? Okay. Did I answer your question?
Actually, thank you very much. I got it descriptively, but I just want to go on with some of the students here who enrolled this course.
Sure.
Because I agree with you, there are so many variegated concepts of peace.
Correct.
Depending on the people. But I would like to I'm still a little bit confused. What we can go home today as your definition
The
of peace.
takeaway today, especially with everybody in a university level, is to intrapersonal focus. Intrapersonal focus actually just focuses on what you're doing and what you're achieving and how you are handling, how you are reacting to what is happening around you. Once we are able to achieve that at this age, I think peace has to come within first. Then why I spoke about collecting data is not only collecting data on a state level. When you are, I don't want to use the word anxiety. When you are in a state of disruptive peace, where your peace is disrupted within, collect the data within yourself on why is this happening to you. Sit yourself down, ask yourself, why is this happening to me? Is it my fault? Is there something I can change? Is there something I can edit? Am I being, or is it the other person's fault? Then if it's not the other person's fault, or if it is the other person's fault, then we must understand that there is a sense of no control. Sometimes people don't understand the limit of control. The only major control any human being can do is within oneself. You cannot control the thoughts of others, and you cannot control the thoughts of situations. You can only control your reaction. So the one big takeaway today is intrapersonal. Does everybody know the concept of intrapersonal dialogue? Yeah. Do you know INTRA? Is this clearer? Does everybody know the concept of intrapersonal dialogue? Can I see a show of hands? Who understands intrapersonal dialogue? INTRA. Intrapersonal dialogue is the biggest takeaway I want everybody to take home today, because that was the only thing that I survived on throughout my journey from a corporate girl to a humanitarian, and then I don't know where journey is going to take me. from now, but the only thing that I have survived on is intrapersonal dialogue. At every given situation, I just go back, I take a couple of steps back, and I see myself, the other person, the other situation as a third eye point of view, and I analyze it. That is the biggest takeaway. Peace might be a very far away thing for all of you right now. All of you don't even know what you're going to be doing in 20 years. I don't even know what I'm going to be doing through. But what I know is I'm going to be peaceful in my own. How many of you know Thai here? Quite a few or no? Okay, in Thailand, the two most beautiful things I have learned 16 years of my life here is two words, sati and ning. Did I say that correctly? Ning is equanimity. Equanimity is a very large concept which I wanted to touch today, but I thought not to. So equanimity means just to be at this. Means whatever comes my way, I'm just like this. Very still, very steady. My mind doesn't fluctuate. The other thing is sati. My focus is very high. Where I want to go, what I want to reach, what I want to do is very high. So my journey to my focus is like this, regardless of the storm that's happening around. So that is the biggest takeaway. Intrapersonal communication, intrapersonal dialogue, and then you have to just self-edit. There's another, I think there's a word, self-didactic. DIDACTIC. That is also a very strong word. Am I making myself clear?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much.
Oh, sure.
So look.
Okay. My question goes to concerning the war going on between Palestine and Israel. What is the UN doing towards it, and also the aid they render to the Palestine? I think it's not that enough, and I think the most important thing is, like we are discussing peace, right? They have to come to the playing ground for both parties to understand and end this war once and for all. And again, what are the bigger, okay, let me say, the people championing this piece of a thing like the American, UK, and other countries? What are they doing towards solving this problem? And also concerning Russia and Ukraine, you see, I can see even the peace is also a kind of politics. They're playing kind of politics between people's life, which is totally bad. What do you think about that? Thank you.
Okay, that is a very sensitive question. So I'm going to answer it very sensitively also. So back to my first question is, the reason why these things are happening is because we need more people like you who will grow up and go into the humanitarian field to solve problems with better dialogue. But I'm not going to touch on what everyone is doing, because I believe everybody is doing the best they can. But to understand the psyche point of view, the mind point of view, sometimes when conflicts are happening, no matter how brilliant the solution is, sometimes the solution cannot reach the problem until the problem is open for a solution to be reached. So the solutions may be brilliant, the plans may be brilliant, the policies may be brilliant, the action may be brilliant, but there's no opening. It's bottlenecked somewhere. So I will sit with you later and answer you this very beautiful but sensitive question properly. But I will answer you.
Okay, actually, my question has a link with what you just said, but I want to deviate a little bit. Now, you made mention of intrapersonal peace.
Intra or inter?
Now, technically, talking about that, it have everything to do with just your personal reasoning, personal dialogue. What about the two party, the second party? For example, you may have an idea, the perception of calmness, having a humility mind, having a reasonable perception on how to handle a case. Have you think about the second party? Now, there is a part. What can be a strategy to mediate over a dispute? Now, setting an instance of what is happening between Ukraine and Russia. And when you look at there, both parties are sovereign states. And if you were called to mediate over this dispute, and after employing or application of the diplomatic approach between these two countries, no calmness. What happened there? America has been there, deployed peacekeeping mission soldiers over there, yet nothing could be done to terminate, I mean absolute, maintaining an absolute peace and total control. Nothing has been done about it. Now, preaching about the world peace, do you think the world at large can maintain a peaceful environment?
Wow.
You know, your question is, I would segregate your question in two parts. Okay? One, I think we have to understand, the word want. Okay, so as just now I held this, right? Mediation happens, that's why before every mediation, which I have done in the past, supposing I have this, okay? The most difficult kind of mediation is when both parties want exactly this. Okay, that's why I said it's very important to collect relevant data. While you're collecting relevant data, you're also supposed to collect cultural data, racial data, religion data, and thought process data. So my point about remaining intra is to be able to maintain my state of mind no matter how messy the mediation gets. That's a totally different topic. But if your topic, you are asking me about attaining a peaceful resolution, that I don't want to say, how do I put it, very sensitively and nicely, that sometimes will take a very long process. Because sometimes they are not open to mediation, but mediation has to happen for paperwork. Okay? I would love to answer your question, but not on the mic and not on the stage. I will sit with you and him on a very long note, and I also understand, that's why I use the word raging emotions. I think in my second paragraph, I use the word raging emotions. If everybody could put their raging emotions aside and engage in responsible dialogue, then of course we'll have world peace. But since the existence of time, we have not had world peace. I think within the next century, we are hoping, or there's always a hope. But I know what you're saying and I know where you're coming from. And I also understand the pain. It is a very painful situation. I see those videos, it is not nice. But here I am also giving you a very beautiful perspective of life. And sometimes we must also understand that something is beyond our control, which is also why I use the word control, which is also why I use the word reasons of existence. So sometimes when we are very pained about situations, we only can do the best we can do. And we must also understand that if it is not within our power to be reach beyond our reach, we have to understand that too. But just do the best we can. So the more dominoes, glued, strong dominoes we have, the better the situation. I understand what you're saying. I will talk to you after that.
I'm so sorry, but that's it for the questions. We will have to move on further for the event.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I hope I've answered everybody's questions correctly.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Singh Sachakul. Personally, it was a very intellectually stimulating speech for me, and I found it to be very inspiring and insightful. So once again, thank you for that. Your words on cultivating peace through understanding and diplomacy resonate deeply with today's theme. So thank you so much for that. Now we will listen to some peace messages from our students, each representing various countries and nationalities. These students will share their perspectives on how we can cultivate a culture of peace. Each of them brings unique insights, thoughts that are shaped by their own cultural experiences and their aspirations for a peaceful future. First, I would like to invite Ms. Nguyen Thi Hoa Mi from Vietnam, an MBA student, to share her thoughts on nurturing peace. Please give her a warm round of applause.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Miss Wismin Nightingale in English. I'm from Vietnam, and I'm pursuing the master degrees in business and administration at Siam University. I'm happy to have the chance to join today's event and share my thoughts on the topic cultivating a culture of peace for the International Day of Peace. When I was invited to speak on this topic, I wanted to explore what peace really means and the purpose of these special days. Here are some meaningful definitions I found. First one, peace means tranquility. It means being freedom from persecutions because of your nationality, race, religions, or personal beliefs. The second one, the International Days of Peace celebrate the power of global solidarity in building a peaceful and sustainable world. Wow, that's a really big vision for me. I'm neither a soldier fighting on the battlefield for my country's peace, nor a politician shaping global and national policies. But I'm standing here today and invite you to join me on a different journey, one where we cultivate inner peace within ourselves. I believe that if each of us finds peace within, that is the easiest way to build the peace in the world. For me, peace symbol is happiness. Cultivating peace means finding happiness. Is when I learn something new every day, or when I feel truly happy for my classmates score better than me. Instead of feeling jealous, I learned a lot from them. I felt peace when I paid 12 Thai baht for a lottery ticket without thinking about winning. I said to a seller, "Good luck. I hope you sell today empty." Then, surprisingly, on the next day, I won a small prize, 120 Thai baht. The money didn't matter, but that moment of connections and kindness brought me peace. I even felt peace when I lost 265,000 Thai baht to a scam. I still remember that awful day I stood in front of a mirror and slapped on my face. It was painful, but I reminded myself that at least I owed no one. I had earned that money honestly, and I knew I could earn it back because I'm still alive and capable. It was a hard lesson, but I kept my peace. A simple peaceful moment for me is when I walked to the balcony of my condo, take a deep breath, and smell the fresh scent of roses, coriander, and see the beautiful purple peace flowers. Happiness is knowing that while I'm staying here and studying here in Thailand, I can still see and talk to my grandma and my parents in Vietnam and know that they are doing well. Happiness is what I wish for every year before I blow out the candles on my birthday cake. When we cultivate our own peace, we respect and value peace for others. I hope each of you, whether you are president, vice president, professors, or students, can find our own happiness and peace. Once again, I believe that cultivating peace means finding happiness. When everyone on the green planet feels peace, that's when we truly build a peaceful world. I pray for a world where there's no pain, no fighting, no bullying, no discrimination. A world full of peace for all of us. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you, Mrs. Nguyen, for your expressive and thoughtful message. Your words reminded us of the power we have to nurture peace in even the smallest actions in our daily lives. Now, we will hear from Mr. Dixon Agui Chubes, a student from Nigeria pursuing a degree in the Masters of Arts in Peace Studies and Diplomacy. Please join me in welcoming him up on the stage.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Before we pray for the departed to rest in peace, we should first ask ourselves, did we live in peace with them during their lifetime? The President, Siam University, distinguished guests, reputable staff, colleagues, and fellow peace enthusiasts. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dixon Chibueze, MAPD student here in Siam University. May I have your kind permission to stand on the already existing protocol? And please let me take this opportunity to appreciate the management of Siam University for the privilege to be on this podium today. Thank you very much. It is a great honor to stand before you on this August occasion in September, the International Day of Peace. Today we unite to reflect on the theme, cultivating a culture of peace, reaffirming our dedication to a world where peace is not just an ideal, but a shared reality. The International Day of Peace is observed annually on 21st September and is a global celebration dedicated to promoting peace, harmony, nonviolence. Established in 1981 by unanimous resolution to serve as a reminder of the universal goal to cultivate peace at all levels, from personal interaction to global relations. This day emphasizes peace as a fundamental human right and encourages effort to resolve conflicts, reduce violence, and foster peaceful coexistence around the world. The International Day of Peace arrives at a time of significant global challenges, considering what is happening between Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Hamas, Myanmar conflicts, among others. Urging nations and communities to renew commitments to dialogue and cooperation, just like the keynote speaker have already talked about, intrapersonal communication. In my view, having looked at the vast definition of peace all over, permit me to highlight just this one, which states that peace is a state of tranquility, calmness, and the absence of conflict or hostility. It can refer to a personal condition of inner serenity, as well as the broader societal condition of harmony, where there is no war or violence. Peace also involves freedom from civil disturbance and the ability to live without fear of conflict or disruption. In a social context, peace implies the presence of positive relations, cooperation, and the lack of antagonism and confrontation between individuals and groups. In this increasingly interconnected world, peace is not just simply the absence of conflict. True peace embodies justice, respect for human dignity, and harmony among diverse people. Established by the United Nations in 1981 following 17 SDG goals, peace, justice, and strong institutions, is the 16th goal, highlighting the importance of peace, human existence, and development. This day serves as a reminder that peace is a fundamental human right, a right we must all work to protect and nurture. The Sustainable Development Goal number 16 focuses on promoting peace, inclusive societies, and ensuring access to justice for all while building effective, accountable, inclusive institutions at all levels. Its key objectives are to reduce violence and abuse, exploitation, and trafficking, particularly against children, and to strengthen the rule of law, both nationally and internationally. These efforts are crucial for fostering peace and justice, which are essential for achieving sustainable development goals and maintaining stable society. It is His Majesty King Bomibol Adeyeje, forget the way I sounded, who once said, "A good person can make another person good." It means that goodness will elicit goodness in society. A peaceful person can make others peaceful. Thus, peace also elicits peace in return. Prayut Chan-o-cha, still forget the way I sounded, Thai former Prime Minister, once stated, Thailand will endeavor to promote peace and stability, not just for itself, but for the broader region. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, my Indian brothers, forgive me. And here, he said, an eye for an eye makes the whole world goes blind. I mean, the absence of peace will actually do a lot of damage to the world. Buddhist wisdom teaches us peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Don't forget, it begins at home. Pope John Paul VI says, if you want peace, work for justice. No smoke without fire. If you want peace, we all have our roles to play. These reflections guide us in building a more peaceful world. Let us carry them forward, striving for peace in all that we do. So, it is essential that in Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, the question should be, did we live in peace with them during their lifetime? Happy Peace Day. Thank you very much. Sawadee-krap.
Thank you, Mr. Chibues, for your eloquent and powerful message. Your reflections on peace, particularly from a global perspective, inspire us to continue working together for a better future. Our next speaker is Mr. Luca Mattia Riva, a student from the United States currently pursuing his International Bachelor of Business Administration. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Riva.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Luca Riva from the International College. So, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed friends from around the world, today we come together to celebrate International Peace Day, a day that transcends borders, cultures, and differences, uniting us in our shared aspiration for a more peaceful world. As an American speaking to this global audience, I'm reminded of the fundamental values that underpin our common humanity: respect, understanding, and compassion. These values are not confined to any one nation. They belong to all of us. They are the threads that weave our diverse tapestry, connecting us in our quest for harmony. Peace is more than the absence of conflict. It is the presence of justice, equality, and dignity for every person. In every corner of the globe, we face challenges: poverty, discrimination, and environmental degradation that threaten our collective well-being. But together, we can confront these challenges. Together, we can create a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. In this age of technology, we are more interconnected than ever before. Social media and communication platforms allow us to share ideas, stories, and experiences across great distances. Let us harness this power to foster dialogue and understanding, to celebrate our differences while recognizing our shared humanity. We must choose empathy over indifference, collaboration over conflict. Each of us has the potential to be a peacemaker in our own communities, whether through acts of kindness, advocating for those in need, or engaging in constructive conversations. We can plant the seeds of peace in our daily lives. Let us remember that even small actions can create ripples of changes. As we reflect on this International Peace Day, let us commit to a future where dialogue triumphs over discord, where understanding replaces hostility, where our shared aspirations guide us toward a more equitable world. Together, let us envision a future where peace is just not an ideal, but a lived reality for all. Together, we can create a legacy of unity and hope that will inspire generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Riva, for your constructive and insightful reflections on peace from, again, a global perspective. Your message encourages us to think critically about how we can all contribute to the global unity and peace. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Than Tija Sichali from Thailand, who is pursuing a bachelor's degree in business administration, to share her thoughts on peace. Please welcome Ms. Than Tija.
Hello everyone, it is an honor to be here representing the School of Business. My name is Tantisha Sishali. I am the student of International Business Management Program. Today is the International Day of Peace, and do you ever wonder what it would be like if there's no peace in our world? Of course, our world will definitely be filled with violence, conflicts, and even inequality. And all these things combined, it would create such a cruel world. And I am sure that it's not what we want. And you know what? We can actually improve by creating a culture of peace, especially in our families, which is very important. It makes our families stronger and happier. But let's see how. Peace starts at home. In our homes, we can create an atmosphere of love and understanding. We should support each other, work together to solve problems, and talk openly about our feelings. Good communication is the key to building strong relationships. And to cultivate the culture of peace, we need to teach children and ourselves, of course, the importance of respecting the opinions and feelings of others. As children learn to live in harmony with each other, is it important and understanding grows in their hearts. In addition, family activities are another way to strengthen our bonds. We can spend time cooking together, playing games, or going on outing. These shared experiences help family members to get to know and understanding each other better. Finally, we should not forget the importance of forgiveness. Forgiving each other is the way to overcome conflicts. By creating an atmosphere where we are willing to listen, we can make our family happier and fill them with love. In summary, it is not difficult to build a culture of peace in families, but it does require effort and commitment from everyone involved. Keep the following principle in mind. Respect the human rights and peaceful conflict resolution with understanding and love. Let us work together to create a peaceful society and promote warm and understanding family. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tarnvija, for your significant message on fostering peace within our own local communities. Next, we will hear from Ms. Chitsuai from Myanmar, who is pursuing her IBBA degree Please welcome her on the stage.
Good afternoon, President, and our beloved professors, and all of our friends. I'm deeply honored to be here speaking at this event organized by our university. And this event truly makes me feel appreciated, especially as a student from Myanmar, where peace has often seemed elusive in these situations. And kindly allow me to share one of my experience that I faced in Myanmar that has stayed with me ever since before I came to university. So it was one evening that I was on my way home from work when a group of armed people stopped us with their authority. And we were forced to kneel down while they demanded and checked all of our mobile phones, my pictures, my gallery, and all of my social media accounts. So this is not about taking sides in any political party or any governmental debate, but personally, that moment was far from peaceful for me. And later, I shared my experience with my friends from different regions of Myanmar, and I found out that they have encountered the similar situations too. So for me and many other like me, peace is not just the absence of wars, but it's about safety, it is about freedom and the respect for human dignity. So I truly believe that being able to live without fear, being able to express ourselves without facing unjust scrutiny is the true foundation for positive peace. So and in our university community, I really respect the fact that we respect diversity and we foster positive peace through cultural exchange events and CSR trips. And I really believe that these initiatives truly help build a stronger and more united community. And as, actually, it's not only in Myanmar, it's across the world as we witness that people are facing similar situations. We were forced to live under the influence of fear, violence, and repressions. But today, events like today do remind us that there is still hope for peace, and peace is still possible. And from my humble point of view, on an individual level, although United Nations has already mentioned a lot of prerequisites for cultivating a culture of peace in our environment, such as conflict resolution, respect for human rights, peace education, and so on. But in my point of view, I would like to emphasize the importance of ethics and morals in our daily life. I try to apply ethics and moral in my daily interactions, aiming to contribute a culture of peace as an individual. So I would like to summarize that peace is not just an ideal, but it is something we can actively cultivate through our little small actions and choices. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Chitsuai, for your impactful message. Your personal experience in your own home country was so real, and incidents like these are what we need to address and direct the peace-building efforts towards. Thank you so much. Finally, I would like to invite Ms. Mahima Munankami from Nepal, a student in the BBA program at KCM, to share her thoughts on peace. Please give her a warm round of applause.
Namaste and good afternoon, respected President, honored guests, and all these students. I am Mahima Munankami, and I'm here at Siam University to complete my 7th semester. It is an honor to be here today to speak on the topic that deeply resonates in our hearts, cultivating a culture of peace. In a world filled with diversity, challenges, and change, the pursuit of peace is not just a noble ideal, but a vital necessity of our collective survival and growth. Peace is more than just the absence of conflict. It is a state of harmony where justice, equality, compassion are present. Cultivating such a culture requires intentional efforts from individuals, communities, and nations. It starts with understanding that peace begins within each of us. Understanding and compassion at the core of peace lies understanding. In a world of different cultures, beliefs, and ideologies, it's crucial that we actively listen and seek to understand one another. Often, conflict arises not because of differences themselves, but because of the failure to respect and empathize with these differences. Our country, known to the world as birthplace of Lord Buddha, carries the profound legacy of peace. Nepal, our home, is a nation of beauty, resilience, and spirit. And yet, like many nations, we are also a place where the need for peace is deeply felt. The teaching of Gautam Buddha, who left behind a message of non-violence, compassion, and love for humanity, are woven into the very fabric of Nepalese identity. This is the same land that celebrates diversity in ethnicity, language, and faith, a living testament to coexistence in the harmony. Education is a very powerful tool in this journey. These are the pillars that upholds peace in any society. In our interconnected world, peace is no longer just a local or a national issue. It is a global one. Collaboration across borders is essential. Government, civil society, and individuals must work together to address global challenges like poverty, climate change, and armed conflict. But let us not forget that responsibility of cultivating peace does not rest solely with the world leaders and institutions. Each one of us has a role to play. Peace can begin with a smile, a kind word, or an act of generosity. It is in these small actions that large culture of peace takes roots and grows. Let us make these actions a part of our daily lives. As I stand here, looking at all of you, I see the potential for that world. I see the power of peace in your hand, in your hearts, and in your voices. Let us be the generation that chooses peace. Let us be the ones that hear the silent cry for peace and answer it with love, with justice, and compassion. The world we dream is within our reach. Together we can cultivate it. Together we can create it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Mahima, for your expressive and relatable thoughts on peace. Based on the teachings of Buddha, your message truly resonates with today's theme of cultivating a culture of peace. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Ritik Dabas from India, also pursuing the MBA program. Ritik, please share reflections on cultivating peace.
Good afternoon, everyone. Namaste. Sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. Namaste. Today I'm here to present about International Peace Day. My name is Ritik Dabas. I am from New Delhi, India. Today I'm going to present specifically about the culture of peace in India. As an Indian, I would like to present my views about this topic. In India, there are a lot of provinces, around 28 provinces we have in India, and 8 union territories. Around that, there are a lot of culture. There are a lot of culture and a lot of religions, different races, different food, different tribes. But still, we live together. That promote the concept of peaceful coexistence. That means we live together without fighting. A lot of cultures are living together. Let's move to my personal views. My personal views about peace is like the definition of peace can be different. For me, the definition of peace can be scoring more marks than my classmate can be peaceful for me. Maybe for her, peace is different. Let me talk about that. The definition of peace for my family can be when I go to an interview. Maybe my family think only my child should be selected. That would be peace for my family. So the definition of peace can be different for everyone, and it can be changed according to the situation. So I would like to talk about the incident about the peace. While I was in India, I faced an incident about peace where I was part of a peaceful protest against the government. As a sports athlete, I participated in the peaceful protest. We protested in the front of parliament against the current ruling government. But what we get in the result? They got us beaten, got us arrested by the police. Is this the society we dream of? Is this the what we peace needed in our country? No. Okay, let me tell you some of the sharing that we get from India and the Indian culture about peace. Let me share you two quotes from India. One is Vasudeva Kutumbakam. This quote in the language Sanskrit means one earth, one family, and one future goal. That means the whole earth is a one family, and we have one same future goal because we don't have different or have separate earth for everyone. So every country has just one earth. We have common goals and common future. So we should treat each other as just one family. Thank you. That's what I like to say.
Thank you, Mr. Ritik, for a wonderful message in a rather hilarious but well-articulated message on peace. Next, I would like to invite Deng Shui from China pursuing her education here at Siam. Let's welcome her on the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Deng Sihui, and I am from China. Today, as we gather to observe the International Day of Peace, we are reminded of the present need to cultivate a culture of peace in a world often divided by conflict, inequality, and intolerance. Peace is not just the absence of war, but the presence of justice, respect, and understanding. To cultivate a culture of peace means embracing empathy over indifference, dialogue over divisions, and collaboration over competition. It begins within our homes, our communities, and thanks to the global stage. Each of us, no matter our background or beliefs, holds the power to foster peace through our daily actions. Whether it's listening to others with an open heart, standing against injustice, or simple showing kindness. These small actions collectively create place of harmony. As a student of MBA, major in education management at Siam University, I deeply understand that schools are key place for cultivating a culture of peace. Through education, we can help students understand the complexity of the world and guide them to deal with frustration and conflicts in a positive way. In a world where difference often leads to fear, let us remember that our diversity is a strength. We must work together to ensure that future generations inherit a world where peace is not just an ideal, but a lived reality. As we live today, let us recommit ourselves to being ambassadors of peace, knowing that the seed we plant today will shape a brighter tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Deng, for your significant message and reflections on peace that provided us with valuable insights into how we can all contribute to a peaceful society. Finally, I would like to invite Ms. Chelsea Muthoni from Kenya, also pursuing her MAPD degree, to share her thoughts on the importance of peace. Let us welcome her on the stage.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, fellow students, and everyone gathered here today. It is a privilege to speak before you on this important occasion, the International Day of Peace. My name is Chelsea Muthoni. I'm from Kenya, and I'm currently pursuing a master's degree in Peace Studies, Justice and Diplomacy here at Siam University. Today, as we reflect on the theme, cultivating a culture of peace, I'd like to explore what it truly means for all of us, not just as students, but as citizens of the world. Cultivating. The word itself suggests that peace is something we must nurture, much like tending to a garden. It requires effort, patience, and a deep commitment to care for the world we share. In times of conflict and division, it can be easy to see peace as an abstract ideal. However, peace is not passive. It's a process that demands our active engagement. The United Nations created this day, the 21st of September, to remind us of the importance of peace, but more than that, to inspire real, tangible action. Peace is not merely the absence of war. It is the presence of justice, equality, and respect for all people. It is the foundation of societies where individuals can live in dignity, free from fear and want. Without these pillars, true peace cannot exist. In our studies, we learn that peace and justice are deeply interconnected. As future leaders and diplomats, we must understand that peace cannot flourish in an environment where inequality, oppression, or violence are allowed to thrive. For peace to take root, justice must be served, human rights must be upheld, and individuals must feel included in the collective future. Reflecting on my time here at Siam University, I see firsthand how education plays a central role in cultivating peace. Being part of a diverse international student body offers us unique opportunities to engage with different cultures and perspectives. Education helps us build the skills and the knowledge needed to approach conflicts with diplomacy, empathy, and critical thinking. It is not just about learning facts, it's about learning how to be global citizens who contribute to a more peaceful world. In thinking about how we as students can play a part in this broader mission, I'm reminded that cultivating peace doesn't begin in grand gestures or international treaties. It starts in our own lives, with how we interact with others, how we resolve conflicts, and how we approach differences. Every day we can choose dialogue over division, compassion over confrontation. It is through these small but powerful choices that we begin to plant seeds of peace in our communities. But the work of peace cannot stop at the individual level. It extends to the global stage, where collaboration between nations is more vital than ever. The complex challenges we face, whether it's climate change, economic inequality, or global security, cannot be addressed in isolation. They require cooperation and diplomacy. Leaders, governments, and institutions must prioritize dialogue, mutual understanding, and long-term solutions over short-term gains. This is why the International Day of Peace is not just a symbolic event, it's a call to action. It reminds us that peace is everyone's responsibility, from policymakers to educators, from students to citizens. Each of us plays a role in fostering a culture of peace that can be sustained for future generations. In closing, I want to leave you with a thought. Peace is a journey, not a destination. It is a continuous process of nurturing relationships, embracing justice, and working towards a shared vision of a better world. As students of Siam University, we are in a unique position to take the lessons we learn here and apply them, not only in our future careers, but in our everyday interactions. Together, let us commit to being the cultivators of peace, ensuring that it grows not just in our hearts, but in our societies, our institutions, and across borders. In doing so, we can create a legacy built on understanding, justice, and hope for a more peaceful world. As the former First Lady of the United States, Eleanor Roosevelt, once said, "It's not enough to talk about peace, one must believe in it. And it's not enough to believe in it, one must work at it." Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Chelsea, for such a well-spoken and meaningful message on peace and unity from such a metaphorical point of view, such as a garden of diverse flowers. Overall, thank you to all our student speakers for sharing your powerful and diverse perspectives. Each of you has contributed meaningfully to today's conversation in peace. Now, I would like to invite our keynote youth speaker, Mr. Lazuardi Haikul, AMS, a bioeconomic consultant at the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, Regional Asia Pacific, to share his reflections on cultivating peace. Please join me in welcoming him.
Good afternoon. Sorry, Kap. 안녕하세요. Buenas tardes. Добрый день. I can tell all the language in every languages you want. But does it means I understand you? Not necessarily, yes. So what I'm trying to say here, it is my privilege standing here as a representation of the United Nations. And also, it is also my privilege to say that peace is a privilege. Peace is a privilege. It's something that we have to realize that not everybody can sit here in a peace. Not everybody can pursue the study in peace. Not everybody can reach the food in peace. So everyone, I would like to reflect of the cultivation of the peace. Thank you for the full fellow youth. I'm standing here not because I am more than you or you more than me. We are just the whole global people, global citizens. And I'm really happy to see all the youth students telling their message of peace. Peace is a possible, peace is a justice, peace is equality. Peace is some things that every one of us have their own definitions. I myself started my cultivations of peace since I was really young. As for now, I speak 8 languages. And I thought myself, okay, if I talk to the persons in the language they understand, I'm talking to their heart. I'm touching their heart. But ironically, war and peace is always not, you cannot define them, right? You cannot define them. Sometimes you see they are in the same religion, there will be a war. The same language, they have a war. So every one of us, we have to think what is our own definition of peace. And rather than questions what other people could do, try it yourself. Try what you could do. I want to emphasize that let's make this world seeing peace as not a privilege, but peace as a bare minimum. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heiko. As we come to the end of today's whole event, I would like to invite our esteemed Assistant President, Dr. Cho Jae Cho, to give his closing remarks. Let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Wow, today we had wonderful messages and speeches. I'm really honored and privileged to conclude today's ceremony with my closing remark. To conclude today's ceremony, learning a little bit of history of the UN International Day of Peace will allow us to better understand, the meaning of the Peace Day. As we all know, each year, the International Day of Peace is observed worldwide on the 21st of September. The UN General Assembly has declared this as a day devoted to strengthening the ideals of peace, both within and among all nations and peoples. Established in 1981 by a unanimous United Nations resolution, Peace Day provides a globally shared date for all humanity to commit to peace above all differences and contribute to building a culture of peace. The United Nations invites all nations and peoples to honor a cessation of hostilities during the day and commemorate the day through education and public awareness on peace-related issues. As you may know, GCS International, an NGO affiliated to the United Nations Economic and Social Council, was the initiator to inaugurate the UN International Day of Peace. The GCS movement was first proclaimed in 1975 under the initiative of the late Dr. Young-Sik Cho, the founder of Kyunghee University, at the fourth triennial conference of the International Association of University Presidents held in Boston. The Boston Declaration was adopted by 600 presidents from prestigious universities worldwide, officially launching the GCS movement. In 1978, under the leadership of Dr. Young-Sik Cho, 77 world leaders, including the former president of the Philippines, His Excellency Diosdado Macapagal, the former Korean president, His Excellency Bo Sun-yoon, Nobel Prize recipient Dr. Charles B. Huggins, president of International Red Cross Honorary E. Della Mata, the former UN Undersecretary General Honorary Bohdan Lewandowski, and Dr. Narong Mongkonvanit, the founder of Siam University, joined the campaign as co-initiators. Since its foundation, GCS International has contributed greatly to promoting the peace movement by leading humanitarian activities worldwide. One of its major achievements is the inauguration of the UN International Day of Peace. Under the initiative of Dr. Young-Sik Cho, Costa Rica submitted a motion to establish the UN International Day of Peace in 1981, 25 years ago. And the General Assembly of the United Nations unanimously adopted the resolution to inaugurate it as at the 36th General Assembly. Since then, GCS International Headquarters has been annually convening the commemorative ceremonies of the UN International Day of Peace, International Conference on World Peace, Peace Concert, and other celebrating cultural activities in cooperation with the UN Association of the Republic of Korea, International Association of University Presidents, Kyunghee University, and other civil organizations from 1982. As a GCS Thailand chapter, Siam University has been organizing the commemorative ceremony of the UN International Day of Peace at our campus to promote peace-promoting activities with the participation of international students. We are the only institution that officially celebrate the UN Peace Day in Thailand, and we are very proud of it. The UN chooses a new theme to celebrate the International Day of Peace each year. This year's theme is, as we all know, cultivating a culture of peace. Inspired by the UNESCO Constitution, the concept of a culture of peace originated in Africa in 1989. UNESCO and the United Nations have since promoted the culture of peace and nonviolence worldwide by adopting the Declaration and Program of Action on a Culture of Peace in 1999. In a world with rising geopolitical tensions and protracted conflicts, there has never been a better time to remember how the UN General Assembly came together in 1999 to lay out the values needed for a culture of peace. The culture of peace consists of respect for life, human rights, and fundamental freedom, the promotion of nonviolence through education, dialogue, and cooperation, commitment to peaceful settlement of conflicts, adherence to freedom, justice, democracy, tolerance, solidarity, cooperation, pluralism, cultural diversity, dialogue, and understanding at all levels of society and among nations. In 2000, a public awareness campaign was launched based on the Manifesto 2000, a commitment directed by Nobel Peace Prize laureates to put into daily practice the universal principles of the culture of peace and nonviolence. It was signed by over 75 million people worldwide. Audrey Azoulay, the former French Minister of Culture, actual UNESCO Director General, said, "The culture of peace is more than an armistice or a ceasefire. It is built and must be nurtured over time." In 2013, the Action Plan for a Culture of Peace in Africa was adopted during a Pan-African Forum held in Luanda. It began a continental and sustainable movement for peace, which is how the Biennale of Luanda was born. The Biennale of Luanda is part of UNESCO's ongoing mission of promoting a culture of peace and nonviolence in Africa based on shared African values. It contributes to shaping this culture. According to Ban Ki-moon, the 8th Secretary General of the UN, in his remarks to the High-Level Forum on the Culture of Peace in 2014, we need a new commitment to respect the right to be different and to make the most of diversity as a strength to share among all people. This is the culture of peace. The UNESCO Constitution starts with the notion that words begin in the minds of man. So it is in the minds of man that the defenses of peace must be constructed. This notion framed the theme and logo of this year's International Day of Peace. This idea of peace, this culture of peace, needs to be cultivated in the minds of all of us and communities through formal education across countries and generations. The International Day of Peace has always been a time to lay down weapons and observe ceasefires. But it must now also be a time for people to see each other's humanity. Our survival as a global community depends on it. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cho. Now, it is time for us to look at the glimpses of the past and how past celebrations have been on this very day. As we conclude, we would like to express our gratitude with a token of appreciation to all our distinguished speakers and participants. First and foremost, I would like to call upon our esteemed President, Dr. Mongkol Vanith, to present the token of appreciation to the student speakers. First up, we have First up, we have Nguyen Thi Hoami from Vietnam. Let's give a round of applause.
So maybe our speakers.
I would also like to request Ms. Bhavneet to go up on the stage and hand over the token of appreciation. Next, we have Mr. Dixon Agua Chubez from Nigeria.
Very, very, very good speech.
Next, we have Thartisha Sichali from Thailand. Next, we have Chitsuai from Myanmar.
Very.
Next, we have Ms. Mahima Munangami from Nepal. Let's give her a round of applause, please. Next, we have Mr. Ritik Gavas from India.
Make you in peace, I will give you a plate.
Next up, we have Deng Sui from China. And finally, we have Ms. Chelsea Chelsea Muthani from Kenya.
Yes.
Apologies on my part. We have one more student, and that is Mr. Luca Riva from US. Once again, thank you to all our student speakers. Now, to present the token of appreciation, I would like to ask esteemed Assistant President and Dean of MAPD, Dr. Cho, to present the token of appreciation to the President, Dr. Bonkonvane. Thank you so much, Dr. Bonkonvane, for all your unwavering support. Now, I would like to request Dr. Vanit to remain on the stage and to invite the keynote speaker to receive a token of appreciation appreciation. Yeah, Miss.
To Mrs. Babni.
Mrs. Bhavani.
Mrs. Babni Ford. Relax. Thank you. Thank you, Bolu. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Bhavani and Dr. Vanit. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Yushani to present the token of appreciation to our youth keynote speaker, Mr. Heikel. I would also like to request all the faculty members to please go up on the stage for the photos. Now, to proceed with the group photo session to celebrate today's event, I would like to request 17 student volunteers to join the faculty members as well as the guests on the stage for the photo session. Once again, I would like to request 17 student volunteers to join them on the stage.
How can we make everybody? Oh, well, that includes everything. Last time, Amen. Yeah, break it up. What is 1 to 17? This is 7. Can you, 1 to 17, please, can you make it 1 to 17? I think it will be it would have been better 1 to 17. You want someone here to move. Okay. To hold it. So that everybody you should be seen now.
Okay, so now everyone can come up.
I would like to request all the students to join them up on the stage for the photos.
You can give me that 5 now. Just
Everybody.
Okay, please. Every please student, can you come up? Okay, ma. Please, I can leave it.
why not enough work?
So, Ashu, where are you standing? I have to come and snap too.
Yeah, we have several.
Shaman, we have got space here.
Waiting. Yeah.
This was very tough.
Hey, you too, Paul.
You go back, bro. You're too tough. You can see.
All right.
Which body is like ours? It's a love It's a love like a burden.
Yeah. Sorry, brother.
Yeah, so thank you to all and thank you.
Thank you to all the participants and the guests for making this event a success. Let's continue to cultivate a culture of peace in our communities and beyond. Thank you so much.
Emmanuel, how are you? So how did you see the celebration?
It was my guys.
Oh, really? Today is the peace day. We thank God. Thank you very much. Emmanuel Obi, any comment? How do you see today's event?
Today is fantastic. So fantastic. So wonderful. Because everybody got here to contribute their opinions
Yes.
concerning
a techniques to enhance peace in different environments. And we come up with different theories and the definition, the etymological concept of peace. By different students. This will be a bit
Thank
to
you so much.
gather the facts that will help us to build up a peaceful society in the whole world.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. And your question was very, very
I got stuck in
interesting.
school. I was
Hello.
yeah.
What? How did you see today?
It's fantastic. I love the way they integrated this.
Uh-huh.
You want to have it?
I don't really use. I use Line, but I.
ASEAN.
ASEAN, yes. You see, ASEAN, when I was looking at the fundamental principle, where there was fundamental, one of the fundamental group among them the member states. But then when you look at what is going on in Myanmar, it is a question of
Yes.
what is going on in Myanmar? What have they done to ensure that there is peace in Myanmar?
Yeah.
So I see that they have failed.
Okay, I catch up later with you.
Okay.
Myanmar.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
A negative, which is a negative.
I will go.
It
Yeah,
also
I will
makes
go.
one their
I have to
principles.
like
It
take my
negates
things.
one their principles.
Yeah.
So they should work upon that.
You are very correct. You're very correct. And unfortunately, the question was not attended to. We hope that there will be another opportunity for that. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, Imangozi. So, Mike, any comment about today's celebration? What can you tell us, having attended the conference?
Okay, well, for me, the conference was about International Day of Peace. And my take home from the conference is that peace is priceless. And then war or insecurity is senseless. We should all strive to make peace, starting from ourselves and also from our immediate environment before we reach out to the world. So that is my take home from today's event.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is very great. Thank you very much for being part and parcel of it.
Thank you,
We're
sir.
happy to have seen you. So,
It's my
Imangozi,
pleasure.
do you have anything to tell us about today's piece, even though you are busy? You are busy with your camera. So, anything to say?
Okay, it was a very tremendous occasion today. I think one of the issues that we are having in this world is peace, conflict. So, and I say that peace is a thing of mind, individualistic mindset. So, how you handle your own peace depends on how you see the environment. For example, if you want to have a peace or if you want to achieve peace, first of all, you have to build peace from yourself. Remember that you are the one who is in charge of your happiness. Build up your own peace. Then if you build your own peace, I think we will be able to eradicate the conflict going on between the global. So it was a very successful occasion today, and I thank the organizer, the Siam University, and more especially the Department of Masters of Peace Studies and Diplomacy for organizing this educative occasion to eradicate or to brainstorm us on how to achieve peace and within the society. Thank you. And
Wonderful,
this is my own submission that if you need peace, you have to build it for yourself. Thank you.
Wonderful. So, Chelsea, you had a very nice presentation today. As a teacher you are. So
Oh my God.
What have you to say as a roundup of today's event?
Today's event was very inspiring. It was quite interesting to see so many people assemble to talk about peace. I wasn't expecting a huge turnout, but I was mesmerized by everybody who attended. Yes.
Wow. And you gave a wonderful speech.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Dixon, we want you to summarize to us because you gave us a wonderful lecture today about peace. So now that things are calm, what have you to say about peace? Because this is a very wonderful concept.
First of all, it's a vast idea talking about peace. I think peace is relative to whatever gives individual, group, or country, nation, or the world peace. But generally, I just want to say, for what it is worth, the greatest quote I've seen while reading is the one that says, "An eye for an eye, make the whole world goes blind." So that means the absence of peace does no good at all. And I beg to leave it here, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
very
Thank you.
much,
We
sir.
appreciate your contribution.
Yes, sir.
That is wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So, okay, we can, okay, you can say what you want to say. But it's odd.
How many are doing?
So how many are doing?
How many are doing peace and governance? One.
So we are starting now.
Mike is also doing. Mike is doing.
What is time? What is time?
3, yeah.
So we can start now.
We can start now and finish by 5.
Is everybody there?
Okay, please, Karen, we can start now.
Because we are all here except the professor, except the Indonesian and Myanmar.
They're supposed to be here. No?